I didn't, when people would talk about it, I said, well, I'm not really a believer, you know.
Yeah, it was it was suspicious hokey pokey talk.
Yeah,
You know,
well, I
I'm
just,
50-50, honestly.
I grew up in a sensible world, a very tough one. But when I came here, my whole life changed. I had that 500-gallon military water tank
I
that I brought
remember.
up here to have water. No, I put it down by the house right up there on that fucking embankment and ran water into it. And I went out one night. I had teeth in to brush my teeth. It was darker than shit, and I had a little, it had a spigot at each end. It was a military tank for putting out fire.
I
It was a big
remember.
green one, I got it from the Indians down there, Lakeside. Well, I kind of stole it from them. They left it over at Susan's place. And I went over and got it in the truck. I hauled water to her too. But so I went out there to brush my teeth and I turned the little spigot on. I think I had a flashlight with me. I must have because I couldn't have walked that far safely. So I'm brushing my teeth, getting the toothpaste, and here comes this big fucking owl. Now you know how far that fender was away from me, 2 feet at the best. And I was brushing my teeth, and this owl goes,
Could you hear the wind on his wings?
fuck yeah. And I turned around and looked at that fucker, and I was waiting for him to split. What the fuck do you want? And I stood there for a while, and he just started talking to my ass. And he hopped over closer on the goddamn fender, and I was amazed. I know I was just standing there with my mouth open and a toothbrush in my hand. And he came over, and I can't tell you the words he said because I don't know, but he wanted my
You
attention.
felt it.
And what I know now is he was trying to tell me what happened to the owner of the place
To
before.
George.
George Grobely is his name. I'll never forget it. Because I went down and looked in the Hall of Records down there in just below Fallbrook. And I know that fucker down in the cabin killed him. And it all comes to sense now. Of course, when I got here, he'd already been taken off.
What
And
was
that's
his
the
name?
guy that knocked all the walls down. At the time, I didn't know until I started finding the money and everything else that Georgia buried up there. The very
Well,
first jar I found was an accident. But the owl still hung around. He'd come down on the roof and shit. He's probably died by now because they only got a life expectancy of about 25 years or something like that. Just like the eagle, but they're up there right now. If you go in the yard, I'll bet you that fucker's sitting up on that rock.
oh yeah, I
But I
remember.
just seen them over there. They've been coming over there
How
hunting
long
that
do they
big fat
live, the
pasture.
eagle? Because you said when you
Quite a
had him, he was a
while.
pup. He was like a pup.
Well, the whole thing was an amazing accident. I was with Maybelle, and she had her drunken mother. It was her truck, and we were at the Marietta Country Market. It was closed. It was nighttime, and her mother wanted to make another stupid phone call. She was drunk and shit. We kept going around. I don't know what she wanted, but I was in the truck, stuck in the truck. I couldn't get the fuck up here. I wanted to come home, and she kept fucking around with mom. And I finally got pissed off in Marietta. I got out and slammed the fucking door. I said, I've had enough of this fucking shit. I'm gonna walk home. Okay. At the time, a guy had put a trailer in there. He was going to set up two big eucalyptus trees in there, about like mine, only not that big around. And I was walking right down the road. I was going to get to fucking Clinton Keys, what they call it then, and walk all the way fucking home. So it was colder than fucking hell. So I walked by them trailers and I'm like, God damn, it's cold because I just had a little light jacket on. So I went over and looked in there and it had plastic over the doors and windows and shit. They just hauled it in there and parked it there. It was under that eucalyptus tree. I went in there and pulled a couple of curtains down that were in the trailer and rolled up in them in a nice double bed there.
Oh, that's
And I laid
sweet.
down on that motherfucker and went to sleep. I slept, the whole night. And the next morning I woke up, cracked my eyes open, and it was light. But what woke me up was that eagle. He had fell out of the nest or got pushed out because they'll do that. The more aggressive, the more bigger bird will push them out because they don't like the competition. But anyway, he came down out of that eucalyptus tree and he was unhurt. So what got me was I thought the owner had come and
Oh,
he was going, the eagle had that piece of chrome tin on the bottom of that trailer. That eagle thought it was another eagle and he was jumping up and pecking at it, making this noise, thwack, 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 thwack. And I went, oh, fuck, the guy. Oh, shit, man. And I jumped out, and I looked around, and there was no guy out there.
Is he hurting himself?
No, he wasn't hurt.
But he was
He
freaking.
had a hell of a beak, but he was like attacking this other eagle, which was his image in that goddamn chrome piece of tin across the back of that trailer.
It's funny.
So I'm looking all around, and I finally got down out of the trailer, so I could hear him still hitting the back of it. And I walked around her, and I said, my God, what are you doing, man? And he looked over at me and gave me the evil eye and pecked the thing again a couple times. And I said, well, fuck. At that time, all them old farmers down there let their dogs run loose. There was a pack of them that run around and that would kill him. He wouldn't have made it another hour if they found him. And I knew that. I said, oh, fuck, man, what do I do? So I went back in and took the 2 curtains that I'd slept under and went out there and caught him with one of them and wrapped him all up in there with just his head sticking out. He wasn't happy about it. And then I walked down to Clinton Keys and them guys that lived there on the corner. Guy came out and he said, what the fuck you got, Don? I said, well, check this out. I said, this is California Golden Eagle. And he went, how the fuck did you get that? I said, well, I didn't pick it out of the air. And that's how I got the bird. And then Maybelle come looking for me. And the guy come up and brought me a rabbit cage, and I had it in there. And she pulled up. I amazed her, like, Maybelle. And she said, well, all right. I said, yeah, my bird's all right, too. Give me a ride home, you bitch.
Maybelle Martin.
Maybelle Martin, man, you're sharp.
How would I know that?
Well, she was unforgettable. Her dad took me to the cleaners. I loaned him $4,500. He never paid me back. Well, they gave me 20 here and 20 there when I catch him. Another vehicle?
Yeah, it's
So we let the eagle.
the challenge.
Well, no. I brought him home. And that's how he got up here.
Sure is.
And everybody was saying, give him some hamburger and all that shit. No. You gotta give him what he would normally catch himself to eat.
What's going on?
Hola, you're on video live.
How's it going?
What's your badge number?
Good, that's right.
Just teasing. Go ahead, Dad. We're joking around.
So,
If you don't mind, this is priceless to me.
Huh?
This is priceless, this video. And Todd wants to see too. Todd's begging me. Hurry up and send the one I got. Well, he loves you. The Todd.
well, little Todd came over to help me set Jimmy's trailer up, and he told Jimmy, God, your dad damn near killed me, man. He was like making me go get boxed and shit, man. When you do something, man, I want to get it done, man. But he was younger then.
Yeah, he's a cool cat.
He was kind of fat, and I said, go get me another cinder box. Oh, okay. He was exhausted the time we got it set up.
He made it out too. He made it through alive. Not everybody did. A lot are gone.
I ran into Steve.
Yeah, he was like everybody. He got hooked up with women and shit. Like everybody, including me.
Oh, me too. It happens.
You don't know it's going to be that bad when you first meet them and they want to fuck.
Yeah, that's always great.
But anyway, I brought the eagle home. I knew what he was. So I brought him in the house, and I had a little TV stand there, black and white little fucking battery operated TV. I had a Danny McGowie, he was a friend of mine from Torrance, and Vicky living here with me.
Jenny and Vicky.
And that stupid fucker, he pulled some good ones. But anyway, he'd see me. I'd go over and get the eagle, and put my arm up like that, but he wasn't afraid of me. And he'd get off on my arm, and I'd walk across the front room with the bird on my arm, and go over to the couch and let him get off my arm there. So I go to town, and I come home, and Danny's on the floor unconscious.
Oh, what the?
With the arm wrapped up, and I looked at Vicky, and I said, what the fuck happened? And the rest is easy to figure out. Oh, he wanted to do the eagle like you do, Don, and he went over and got it on his arm. And I knew. He was drunk and staggered a little
The
bit.
bird don't like that.
No, right away, them 1.5-inch long talons.
Oh, you're to the bone. You're done.
Oh, yeah. She went over to yank it off of him. She told me that. I said, you did what? So he wound up going to the hospital down there, and he was sedated from the pain, and he's laying on the floor, and the eagle's back on his He would land on the hot water heater I still have in the back room.
Yeah.
And I came home and I said, "What the fuck happened?" Oh, Danny was trying to do the eagle like you, Donnie. I'm trying to do the eagle. That's not the only thing he did to himself, trying to show me up. But after that, well, he saw you do it, and I just went, "Yeah." Danny was drunk one day, and he tripped on the carpet a little bit, and that bird fell
He didn't like it.
No,
Yeah.
the wind's blowing.
It was a reaction.
Yeah.
He triggered a
I said
reaction.
that eagle didn't do that on purpose. He just wanted to hang on to the limb. The limb bled, though.
A lot of people, they don't know how strong those talons are.
Oh.
They'll pick up a 50-pound salmon up in a river,
Oh, yeah.
or maybe bigger,
Yeah.
and they'll fly with that
And
bastard.
people won't believe it.
I see them in Gulf Breeze, Florida. I live, as a bird flies probably from here to the dark terrain over there.
Yeah.
And I see them, they go to the bay or the intercoastal channel where they run the barges up and down.
Are they
But
bald eagles or golden?
bald.
Yeah.
Now, they do have different kinds. This one was bald, and I could hear the from the wind going, and it wasn't high over the house, and they flew the path right over, and the thing had a huge fish.
Yeah.
Now, we saw it go the first time, just cruising.
Something, if you caught it on a line, it would break it.
It would break it.
Yeah. Because for them things, you have to fish with a small line so they don't see it.
That's right.
Fishing's an art form. You better, if you know how. I used to bring somebody home. I'd catch them by hand. That's what would blow people away.
Vic did the same thing, and he told us that, because you guys had apparently talked about, the moss in the canal up
Yeah.
there. There was a big white spot still in the field today.
Oh, up in Bishop?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
We went in,
I
that was-
learned about that.
that
as a
was
kid.
snow runoff, but it rounded the corner and went into a big hole.
Well, also there was a dock there that was actually to gauge the people's water that went to their houses. The creek went on down to everybody's house. So they had the boards in the fucking thing, and they had a few spare ones laying over there. And I learned from trout that I'd go put more boards in, and the water would go that way, and this one would start trickling, and it makes them come right upstream. They panic. They want to go see where the water was shut off at. So they'd be all scurrying in that hole up underneath the embankments there. It's an art form. You go in there and just feel their fins.
Yeah.
Like that, and you just go. I remember I threw the first one out, and Denny and Vicky were standing there.
They
and
shit
were-
themselves.
They were staring at it. It was flopping down the embankment. And I yelled at him, I said, "Catch that goddamn fish before it gets back in the water, you dumb fucks." Vicky ran over and grabbed it and stuck her finger in its mouth and it bit the fuck out of it.
It bit.
And got off again. And I went,
Now,
"Oh."
do you think this was rainbow or was it one of the browns?
It was a brown.
Yeah.
Browns are more in places like that than rainbows. For whatever reason. No, they were almost all browns.
When we did this with Vic and Jimmy and Mark, and back when things were, different, we did stuff together and that. I don't see Mark much. I don't know what's going on. But
I
anyway,
see him up there. I got to run him off. He's a thief.
yeah,
He's cleaned me out of a lot of tools.
there's a lot of,
But you know, I was out there all fucking day working until after dark.
well, you're either good or you're causing problems. I'm not sure. I wasn't here, but I take your word for it. But I know one thing, when we did that, I know that the moss up under the ledge gave you traction when you're grabbing the fish.
That and the fact that the water's a little murky and the fish can't see as good.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's hidden in that moss. And what you feel for is in the bottom fins going.
Oh,
So you run your hand down his belly without really spooking him. And you feel them fins, you feel the first ones rub by his head. And the others are back by his shitter. And you just kind of press him up against the shit and get
you
hold
got
of
him.
Yeah.
You better grab too.
Oh yeah, they're strong and throw him out. But I can't forget Vicky standing there looking at that fish go flop, 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 flop.
No reaction.
Heading back down in the
No
water.
reaction.
Catch that son of a bitch fish, man. Well, I was in wet and water. It didn't matter. I wanted to take the fish home and eat them.
We're talking with Dad, the famous Don Brooks.
Yeah.
We're on Tanaha 2024, and we're blessed to meet the legend right here today. It's been a pleasure. We're going to cut it. It's 15 minutes. There's the view. You see Grandpa Don.
Anything down here.
Yeah, it's